And hello, everybody. How is things going? How's everybody doing? Let me switch from this back studio view to my main camera. There we go. Well, that light's a little hot. Let me see if I can adjust that down a little bit. There we go. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? We got Tater, Phantom, Bob, Craig, Mitch, everybody. Art, how's everybody doing? My little brother, Backwoods Droner, and Dad. Oh, yeah, it looks like I got everybody so far. T-Bird, welcome. All right, everybody. Well, you know what we're going to do right now? We're going to go ahead and bring in the one, the only, world famous, legend in his own mind, Lloyd Mendenhall, the Grumpy Vlogger. Welcome, everybody.
Hello. Yeah, you're right. I'm a legend in my own mind.
How you doing, Lloyd?
I'm doing good, except I needed about 5 more seconds because my coffee wasn't quite ready. So I looked at the clock. I said, man, I got to come in and sit down.
That's okay. I'll trade you because in about 2 minutes I'm going to have to go refill mine. So there you go.
Okay. So
hello,
you
Carlos.
take over.
Hello, Rick.
Hi, everyone out there. I'll be back with my fresh cup of coffee. All right?
Hurry back there, Lloyd. Hurry back.
I will. All right.
So, anyway, how's everybody doing? Drone Bum, yay, you made it. Yabba dabba doo. 10-4. What's everybody up to this weekend? And yes, thank you. I had a pretty good birthday yesterday. It was pretty fun. It was as well as could be expected. I'll put it that way. That's all I can say about that. So everything's good. Mr. Carpenter, welcome, sir. Yeah, so we got a pretty decent show going for tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about live streaming, what it takes. I'm probably going to share my screen again and show you guys, thank you, Bob, everything that I had to rebuild last week because I accidentally erased or saved an empty file over the loaded file of all the information. So that was kind of a drag, but we got it done, got it all built back up, no problem. And I'm going to minimize that, and I'm going to double click. If I can get my mouse back over here, come on. Double click that so that I can look at this and pay attention over here and keep an eye on everything. Oh, no, I got to mute that audio, doggone it. All right, so everything looks good on that end. I am happy with the way the stream's looking. Man, it's pumping good. Why is it showing 720? It ought to be cranking 1080. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Let me look at this over here. Wow. I can't even check it. Oh, that's because of that. Now I can go here, go here. 720 is the most it's letting me do. I wonder what's going on with that. Oh, Tater, I'm stacking dimes and picking up quarters, buddy. What are you talking about? Absolutely. 100%. 100%. And we got Lloyd back, so are you ready to come back now, Lloyd? Is that a yes?
Yeah.
Yeah? You ready? Yeah. Okay. We'll hit that button.
I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, all right.
Back in. Yeah. That's a lot of work for an old fat man to get up and run like that to go get his coffee and back.
Well, there's no reason you had to run.
Well, I didn't run. I waddled around.
I know that. Jason Ibass,
all
welcome.
Right.
And Drone Worship
like
Dan is in the house. What do we got?
All right.
Looks like we got what?
Looks like we got a good crowd tonight.
Yeah.
Starting out anyways.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a There's a lot of people that run forklifts, man. I'm showing 21.
Drone bums
Hey,
here for
Lloyd,
your
let me
apparel.
ask you something. If
Yeah,
if vMix is showing me I'm putting out 1080 at 30, how come YouTube's only
right.
showing me 720?
I don't know.
Is it showing you
Unless you didn't
720
set
or
the settings right.
1080?
Yeah, it
Well,
should give you the
vMix says I'm
choice.
doing 1080, or yeah,
I know,
down there in the
but
bottom
have
left
you gone
corner it
into
says
your
1080 30.
yeah, right? Have you gone to your studio and checked that up on YouTube Studio to make sure that you're putting out at 1080?
Why would
You
that
know, where you
change?
monitor. It's YouTube. Who the hell knows?
Well, I haven't checked that, and at the moment I don't even know where to look for it.
Oh,
But
okay. Well, all I'm seeing is 720. Maybe they've downgraded it to that's all they're putting out now. So,
let me go look at settings. Nope, that's not it. Yeah, I don't even know
uh,
where to.
it would be on your live stream. And you'll
What?
have to go down to the bottom to go to YouTube Classic to get to your live stream set.
Oh, well, that ain't gonna work right
And
now.
720 is good enough.
Yeah,
I mean,
720 is good.
compared to what you've done in the past, 720 works.
Compared to what I've had in the past, 720 is amazing. But
Yeah,
uh, but it just sucks that I've got vMix set for 1080 and it's only showing 720 on
right.
YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Anyway, and I see Mr. Chris Hope is putting the donation links and things like that in there.
yeah,
So that's
yeah.
real good. I'm real happy about that. Thank you, Mr. Chris. I appreciate you. Son, drone bum. Who you calling son, boy?
Yeah, you are an old fart now, so.
Yeah, officially.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Well, thank you,
What was
sir.
that, yesterday, right? Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
yesterday. Yep, yep.
And
And
you
I
don't look
didn't,
a
I
day
didn't
over
feel
90.
any different today. Getting out of bed, I still felt the same.
Well, at your age,
Yep.
there's not going to be much change. The only time you'll notice a change is when you're dead.
Oh, thanks for the encouragement, my friend. I appreciate that.
It just don't get any better, I can guarantee you.
Yeah, right, right.
Yeah, it's all
So,
downhill from here.
yeah. Uh, well, you know what we can do? Have you got any news
What
you
can
want
we
to talk
do?
about? You got anything? You got anything you want to talk about?
Well, not in particular. I've got something that I'm going to, some stuff I'm going to show tomorrow on my channel, and I'm still waiting on final confirmation on that. But, uh, I mean, yeah, I was supposed to do my homework, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't get up
Okay,
until
so you get an F
just
today.
before yeah, I
Yeah.
I didn't. I'm no help at all. I didn't get up until just before Art's show, and
Ah,
then I went in, laid down, took a nap, and I got a couple calls, and yeah, it's been a non-productive day.
well, you get a
Let
F
me
for today then.
Yeah, well, hang on a second. Maybe I can bring you something. Let me see here.
Well, I don't want
Let's
to have
see
to
what
wait
I've
for
got
you. You're
available.
supposed to have it all ready to go.
Just just give me
You're
a
the news
friggin'
guy.
break, all right?
You told
Yeah,
me
I
the other
know, I
day
know.
you were officially the news guy now. So,
Yeah,
Y-
I just get to
uh-huh.
okay.
Yeah, I see how it is.
What do we got here? Okay. Saying, okay, we've already talked about that. Somebody's already seen that. Oh, I did see something today. Skydio 2, any pre-order you do now will be for the second quarter. They've already sold out 1 and 2, and now they're working on the third one
Oh, is that right?
on the Sky. Yes, they're on the third one now. Let's see.
No, Brian, we're not going to talk about a damn thing important. Hello, Mike.
Let's see. An innovative company has created a drone that sucks garbage from the water. Did you see that?
I
If
haven't
anybody
seen
watched
that.
Oz
Hello,
by
Jeff.
Drone, now What it does is and I don't have that. Let me see if I don't know if I can bring it up or not. No, yeah, I can't get the video quick enough. Oh yeah, let
You
me see if
forgot
I can.
official, Brian.
Let's see. Let me go here. Let me see if I can do it here. Let me put it there. Paste that. Click this. And this is, let's do a, let me put that on full screen. And let me go here and do that. And do this. And let's see if I can, we'll put that on full screen. And,
Hello, Grant.
crap, how do I do a sheet? Oh, I know what I need.
Drone Strike, welcome.
Give me just a second. Give me one more second. Could talk about something important.
Well, then we'll talk about the Typhoon H, or maybe the Mavic Mini, or the Inspire 3. Oh, the Typhoon 920. You want to talk about the Typhoon 920, huh? We don't want to talk about the Typhoon 920. Why don't we want to talk about the Typhoon 920?
Let's see.
Oh.
All right, I think I've got it. Let me cut over to this and let me turn on your audio, and let me make sure I've got your audio on. Okay. Let's see.
You're
see if this
welcome,
works.
Gilly.
We'll find out. And it's not working.
It don't look like it's working to me.
No. So let's go back. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's it. All right.
Well, that's not going to work.
That's okay.
My bad.
Okay.
But it looks cool in the video. What it is it's a little garbage scow that goes out there and sucks up the water out. You know, it's an autonomous drone.
Oh, okay.
And, I think it's being used in Florida. Let's see, it's called the Waste Shark.
Yeah, that's a good place for it,
And
Florida.
For
Yeah,
some
there's
reason,
a lot
I don't know why it wouldn't play.
There's a lot of
but it
trash in
wouldn't.
Florida.
Anyways, it was on Oz by Drone. I can give you guys the link to go look at the story.
Greg had it on?
I'll pop it up in the chat, and there we go. But that was about it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's last minute, you know.
All right.
All right. If you guys want to see that, you can go look at that, and I think it's available on Drone Book as well. So.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's for all the tree huggers that are out there. Whoops.
Well, I don't know anything about the Typhoon 920, Brian. I have not had a chance to do any research on it at all, so I can't talk intelligently about it. But I tell you what I am going to do, Lloyd. How would you like to talk a little bit about open source and 3DR solo and stuff like that? Would you like to talk about that?
Yeah. I always enjoy a visit about that stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's bring in the big man, Dan, and Drone Worship. The BS strikes again. I mean, the SB strikes again.
What's going on, boys?
How you doing, Dan?
I'm good, man. Just sipping on a cup of coffee, watching you two guys.
Yeah. Don't get any better than that, does it?
No, it does not. Yeah. No, they could be surrounded by naked chicks, but I'll deal.
Yeah, I understand that.
Well, yeah.
Everything is fuzzy. Wipe your eyes.
You're expecting a better reaction from us, right, Dan? We're two old guys just surrounded by a bunch of naked chicks. We'd all have heart attacks at our age.
Could be worse.
Maybe not you, but me and Mel. Yeah. What a way to go, though, you know?
Yeah. Preferable to a lot of different
been a little crazy here. Watch tomorrow and try to catch up. All right, Jeff. Appreciate you stopping in.
Yeah, Jeff. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Glad you could stop in, and I hope you can make it tomorrow night.
Yep.
Everything is fuzzy.
Don't let me drive you out of here, Jeff. You can stick around.
That was That was quite a while ago now, Lloyd. We were talking
What?
about everything fuzzy 60 to 90 seconds ago.
Well, hell, I'm just getting around to reading the chat. Okay, give me a break.
Oh, okay.
Steve says, "Holy
Jeez.
crap! I'm seeing two Dans, one on each screen."
Seeing what?
Why is he got two? Oh, he's
Steve
probably
says, "Holy
watching.
crap! I'm seeing two Dans, one on each screen."
I don't know.
Yeah, that's not a sight any of us want. So,
He must have
Yeah,
two
well,
screens
thanks.
going or something then.
yeah.
Hello, Jody Drone
Drone
Shots.
shots.
So,
Awesome.
Hey, Jody.
how's your aqua amphibian thing build coming?
Well, it's on the shelf. The first thing I noticed is that they sent me the wrong propeller for each side. As you know, one needs to spin one way, the other needs to spin the other.
Yeah, they need to
They
counter
sent me
rotate.
two. They sent me two right-handed props, so not gonna work so far. I'm gonna have to order some different
Kind of
props, I
runs
think.
around.
But
So,
huh?
in the water, so it spins around in a circle, sort of like a three-legged
Yeah,
dog.
yeah, no control. That's how that goes. Not that I'd be mad. Gladius has not really been on my radar here for a while. So, but I'd like to see it function again without having to do their proprietary motor setup that they have for this thing. Because I'm not spending $200 on motors. That's craziness. I just
Yeah.
need one motor. I don't need four motors. To expect me to have to buy all four just seems silly.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to buy all four if you just need one. But
Exactly.
maybe they're
Wow.
figuring you're going to burn out the other ones too, so.
Still,
Maybe they
200
should
bucks
make
is
better
200
motors.
bucks. I agree with that.
Yeah, boot lip, if
Make
Yeah.
better motors. And
you can turn your cap locks off, because that means you're shouting, and we don't need to be shouting. There ain't nobody mad in here.
I'm a little mad in the brain.
But that's a different kind of mad.
well, that's
You're more like a
madness
mad
rather
scientist.
than being angry. You know,
Yeah,
sort of like
exactly.
Mad King George.
So, I guess we should talk about this topic of open source, huh?
Sure, why not? Let's talk a
Yeah.
little bit about it, because it's going to be a little bit of a short night.
Ooh, where to begin? We discussed this on. Do you mind if I say Greg's channel?
Whose?
Is that cool?
Yeah, you
Greg.
discussed it on Oz by Drones channel. I'll say it for
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
I was there.
yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. We
Yeah,
did
I don't
discuss
mind if you
part of.
mention Greg's channel here. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Now,
We
Greg's a
did
big supporter
discuss
of
part
mine.
of this. Yeah, we talked about part of this on his channel. I didn't really go in depth. I was a little tired the night that we did that stream, so I wasn't kind of all there. But I guess what I wanted to say was open source is really, for those of you guys that have never played with open source, it's like complete freedom. I want to say once you realize how much you've been restricted by having these proprietary setups like DJI and Unique and all these other ones that really don't let you open things up unless you buy their bigger platforms. Like you were just suggesting the H920, right?
Yeah, that'll
That's
carry
an open
a full
source.
DSLR.
Right, a whole DSLR rig plus gimbal and all that fun stuff. Now that is getting into, I
That's
think it's
getting
actually
into
affordable.
that's getting into serious photography.
Right, but most of those guys you'll find don't want proprietary. They would love to make decisions and choices, and so what's fun about I think the biggest thing about open source versus proprietary for me is that you can choose your cameras. You can choose what you want it to do. So you're not stuck, like let's say you buy the Mavic Pro, you're stuck with what the Mavic Pro has to offer you. The only way to get out of that is if
Yeah.
they come up with another camera, which you know they're not going to do, and they're going to want you to buy their new package 7 months from now. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? And have
right.
to upgrade to
Right.
give you the two more features and the better camera, which is something that I'm totally against. And it's not for everybody. Open source isn't for everybody, but I think once you have a taste of it, it's a totally different world, man, because it does let you make those decisions. You choose your gimbal, you install it, then you install the third party firmware for it, you get it going, you attach your pitch controls, you hook it all up, and then it gives you the ability to choose your camera. So you're not stuck with just like a Hero 3 or a Hero 4. Now you can take it all the way up to the Hero 8 or the Osmo action camera or the whatever else you want to run. And let's say that's not your thing. Let's say you want to put a FLIR camera on there. You can do that too. As long as it has an HDMI port and you can plug into that HDMI port, you can run anything on the Solo. You know, so the possibilities are limitless on your ability to adapt things to it without having to spend $25,000-$30,000 on an open source platform. You can do it with a $250 platform like the Solo and get the same results. You
Right.
know, so that's why the Solo is so much fun, is because it is a flying robot in the sky. Yeah, you got to do some things to keep it up and running, like build your own batteries, stuff like that, but fairly simple. I think if you've never tried an open source platform, you should definitely do it. There's a lot more freedom in it. So
I may get into that someday. I don't know.
I
it's
kind of
But
fun.
like the
I'm
idea
Carlos says you're a rebel. He's
because,
kind of right. You are kind of a rebel.
well, yeah,
I don't like to
yeah.
do things
I
like
li-
everybody else does, because then I'm just everybody else. I'm a robot to the community. I don't want to do that. You know, I
Yeah.
like difference. I like
And
being different.
and that's good. That's a good
that
thing.
explains why you dance like the gopher in Caddyshack rather than doing the robot. You know. Yeah, there you go. See, that's it.
I
He was
got you.
doing that crap behind the camera because I was co-hosting with Greg the other night. He was doing that.
Yeah. Lucky I wasn't doing the
Yeah.
truffle shuffle, because you would have been the only one that could see it. I would have just pulled up the shirt. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Glad you didn't, because I was having enough trouble for a Friday night. We
Oh man.
Greg told me he was going to be co-host, or he was going to be the guest, and I said, "Are you sure you want me as the?" Because he already had you slotted, and then John called him at the last minute. I said, "Greg, me and Dan on the same show?
Same show.
You know,
Yeah.
you run too tight of a ship. Mel, we can get by with this crap, but Greg's show, you don't
Right.
usually."
Right.
Oh no, no,
Of
no.
course,
I got the
then he goes
audio
and makes.
cut button right here, so
Yeah, well, but then he goes and the first story or first thing he explains is that John has gone to the Manly Jazz Festival. Of course, my mind just goes like, when did jazz become manly? You know,
absolutely.
I just,
Yep. Yep.
what did I know? I
Yeah,
didn't know
we
there's a Manly Australia.
it was good until the end, when we were watching the videos. Then it started getting a little, more to his, not what he likes to focus on kind of talk. But for the most part, I am. I guess that is a true statement from Carlos. I am more of a rebel without a cause. I do
Yeah,
enjoy going against the system. It's fun. I like to be different. Some people can handle that, some people can't, but I just don't want to be a robot to society. I like to make my own decisions, my own choices, and
Yeah.
that's what it is. So
Yep. Yep. And it's
I don't know who Frank is, but it ain't gonna happen.
yeah, right. I know. I was trying to ignore it. But,
You're on the wrong channel. Go to I
yeah.
think this is YouTube, not PornTube.
wait, I thought we were doing a private stream after this for everybody, wasn't it? Drone
Yeah.
porn?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody that donates $200 to my
right.
donation fund over there, they get a private show afterwards.
Yeah, there you go.
And
For
You
we
can
for
have
need
me for
God's sakes, don't
we
anybody
need
give him the money,
but
please.
we got to have 14 people do it before it works. So, yeah.
God, yeah, I'll be out of here. I think I heard Judy calling. I got to go, guys. No. Shirts come off. I'm out of here, guys.
uh,
So have either of you guys ever dabbled with any kind of open source in the
I
drone world, or
I have
anything?
I have not done anything with drones open source. Um,
Okay.
Yeah.
I play around and put different kind of components in computers sometimes, you know,
Right.
add things that
Anything
weren't.
Linux?
No, I don't do anything with that.
I
But
played with
Linux.
Linux
Okay.
back when it first
all
came
wind
out. I
blows,
just like,
but
Right.
IBM compatible. Um,
Sure.
but
yeah.
adding video cards and memory and things that you don't know if it's going to work or not, but you put it in anyway and see if it'll work.
Have any of you guys got to experience something like Ubuntu? Anybody used
Nope,
Ubuntu at all? No? Okay.
nope.
All right.
In fact, when
Mm-mm.
you
That's what a
guys were
lot of
talking about that the other night, that was the first I'd ever heard of that. I didn't even know what that was.
really.
Yeah.
That's
What is it?
it's okay. It's Ubuntu Linux. It's a self-developed operating system for. I mean, you can
Right.
run it on anything you really want to, but you know, most people that go from Windows, if they make a transition other than Windows, they'll pick something like Ubuntu Linux to run on. It's more of a coding
Yeah.
platform than anything. It's not, you know,
Right.
you can open
Right.
VMs like virtual machines inside of the Linux base, and you
Yep.
can still
Yeah.
run your Windows applications inside of that. But I mean, you know, if people are doing Linux, it's mostly for coding stuff. People like to write
Yeah.
Python scripting and stuff like that for open source. So,
Right. Artco uses Mint Linux, he says. So
mm, okay.
he's switching his machine over to Linux, and thus he'll be stepping away from vMix because they don't make it for Linux, you know. And so he's going to be going with OBS for his broadcast, and it works, you know, because it works with Linux too. That's another open source right there,
Yep.
and
Linux
Yeah.
is
that's as much open source.
OBS is an open source platform.
hmm
Yeah,
Yep.
Well,
is that what I said?
what's
Yeah,
fun about Linux-based operating systems is that if you are a Windows user, you can actually run a dual boot on your computer where you can partition your hard drive between two different OSs. So let's say you wanted to boot your computer up in Linux instead of Windows, you could make that choice right when you first boot up the computer.
Yep.
So you don't have to
right.
just settle for having Windows on your computer. You can run
Right.
both systems. Now the fun thing about Ubuntu is it's constantly being made better by the developers. You know, and it's open coding, so anybody that can write more coding for Ubuntu, they allow you to be a part of that. It's also fun because it gives you the other side of being a kind of along the lines of an Apple user where you can't get viruses. Ubuntu, you can't get viruses in when you're running on Linux base. So unless it was written into the code, which they check that over very carefully to make sure nobody's adding anything in there that shouldn't be.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
algorithm-based coding. So it's a very good platform.
Mitch brings up that the FPV stuff is also open source. So
Yes, yep, yeah. It's a lot simpler
yeah,
form of it though. It's not. It's yeah. There's a.
yeah,
I mean, it is. It's a much simpler form. You're not really writing too much scripting for. I mean, you can, I guess, if you want to. If you're trying to design your flight controller to do very specific things, I suppose you could do that.
Yep.
But
You
it's
right.
can.
nowhere. You know, yeah, it's
You
nowhere near like
absolutely can.
ArduPilot or ArduCopter or anything like that. It's a more basic side of it. But yeah, it is totally. It's definitely open source.
Yep.
The, the thing about the platform that intrigued me about on the Solo was the fact you can take that motherboard out and just do a plethora of other things with it. Just not just
Yes,
fly a drone. You know, you can build robots. They're using it for
yep,
robotic stuff now.
absolutely.
And God, what was it I saw somebody do? Uh,
Look up
I forgot what
Mel.
it
Can
was
you
that
do
they.
a screen share?
I can.
Can you go on YouTube and just no, trust me, nobody's going to have an issue with this. Go on YouTube and just type in Ardu Rover, ARDU Rover,
ARDU space rover.
Rover. Nope, all one word, Ardu Rover.
Oh, I found it. Yeah. Okay. Am I looking for the
You can
boat, the
choose.
build, the setup? What am I looking for? Ardu
There's an
rover
APM.
lawnmower. And
Dude,
then,
there are some crazy people taking the innards out of Solos and applying them as robotic setups on top of machines. There's a guy in Kentucky that took the innards out of his Solo, used the 17 channels that were available, hooked up a bunch of servos to it, and he connects it to his farming tractor and lets the farming tractor plow the fields by itself. He doesn't have to worry about it. He built the whole setup for under $300.
Yeah, and they're using
wow.
that same platform. Now that you say that, I remember that's where I saw. They're using it to go out and monitor their fields. They just make a small
Mm-hmm.
robotic thing that follows the trenches. They can
Yep.
monitor the whole outside, you know, check the moisture, just all sorts of stuff. And they're doing it for, like you said, $250 for the
Yeah.
base,
Cheap.
you know, and uh,
Yeah, that's all they're doing is taking the innards out of the Solo, and then they're using the the
yeah,
channels that are open for whatever sensors they want to do, and then they just write their own Python scripting and then add it into the system, and you're good to go. So yeah, some of these guys are getting really creative. The Solo is just, and this is why I said the Solo is an incredible platform. It's not just a drone; you can use it for a lot of different things.
I was trying to
Huh.
figure out what else I did
Interesting.
either, and now I figured out
You
Brian
can
had.
share one of those
Yeah,
videos
I
just to
do.
give people an idea, Mel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's just pick one and open it up.
You can see some of those are really well built, like Mars rover looking type things.
And let's see if I can find. Oh, you know what? I'm not sure. Maybe. Yeah, I do too. One right there. Display number 1. Nope. About display number 2. Nope. Maybe display number 3. There we go. Okay, let's bring that up full screen. Let's.
This is
If
just
fair use rights
Pod.
give you up to fair use gives you about a minute, so just cut the footage after about a minute. You don't want to go any further than that.
Okay, well, I've got it muted.
But
I'm going to go ahead and pull it over and let it play. And let me get Lloyd's audio back on, and then I got to push this button and push, whoops, not that button. I got to push this button and that button to get your audio back on. So I got the audio muted on the video because I don't know what they're doing.
yeah, so this is interesting. I've seen a lot better rigs than this, but yeah, this looks like it was built out of a probably RC truck. You know, that's looks like about a 1/10 scale, maybe
Yeah.
larger frame. You know, somebody put the innards of a Solo on here. I don't know what he's talking about with that board. I don't know what that board is, but huh. It actually, okay, version 2.1, but they should make a different listing before otherwise use questions, blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right, enough about the board, bro. Show us the build. It is telemetry system on there. Like long range telemetry system. Looks like he's running 10,000 mAh batteries on that. Whew.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's a really small setup, man. They have some huge ones. This guy built like a base model one. Look at this. He's sending everything off with Mission Planner, and
Wow.
this is crazy. Just send that little robot off into your field somewhere. Just track it your whole, you know. Yeah, I assume if it only goes that fast on 4-wheel drive, 10,000 mile would get you pretty far.
Yeah.
And he has the ability to
Guy's got
use
a
Fly Sky.
zero
That's
turn
cool.
radius. One has a zero turn radius lawnmower set up there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I noticed there was a bunch of stuff.
and Mel, you don't have Dan in the picture. You have the
Oh.
chat.
Wrong button. There we go. There, now Dan's in the
There's
picture.
Dan. Yeah. How insulting to
Oh,
your
man.
guest.
Okay, Mr. Frank, the dipshit is history.
Oh, we got a loser in here. Wait,
We
what
got
did
a
you say? I want to
loser.
read it before. Oh.
He wants to smell Grumpy's ass. Well, he can just go do that somewhere else.
He can kiss it. He comes into my
Yeah.
show tomorrow, he'll be banned.
Oh my gosh. That's amusing.
Drone
So that's
blocks
a
app
that's
is
a
drag and
Yeah.
drop block programming environment.
I think that's a good first time explanation of open source, yeah?
Hello, Greg. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Do things you never thought you could do. I mean, how wouldn't it be cool just sit on your porch and just send this thing off a couple miles out onto a mission, check out your field, record the whole time, bring it back?
I like the idea of the lawnmower. Man, I
Yeah,
got a guy.
I knew Lloyd was going to say he liked that lawnmower pretty good, didn't
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's a guy up that I pay to mow my place up at my cabin up there. If
Uh-huh.
I could just figure a way to do long range telemetry on it where I could just, bring up a camera on my cabin, say, oh, it's time to mow. Push the button, it takes off and does its thing. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
you'd
just sit
like that.
inside your house.
It saved me a
I
lot of
bet
money over
you'd
the
like
summer.
that pretty
Yeah.
good, wouldn't you?
Sit inside with your
What's that?
FPV goggles on, little 200
Yeah,
milliwatt
that's
system,
it.
just to make sure
Yeah.
everything's functioning
Yeah.
how it should. You just sit in your
Right?
house and just watch it mow the lawn.
Right?
Yeah,
How
with it.
cool would that be?
Yeah, and then set it to auto land or auto park itself right in the front of your driveway and turn it off with a servo.
Oh, now that'd
Let's
just be, Lloyd would
see.
be like, that would be too special for
What?
him.
That's
What's
all you
that?
need is to add a servo that's holding the bar so that it stays closed, and then when you get to wherever it parks itself, it just lets the bar go, turns off.
Yeah. Yeah. If the least
Right?
Yeah,
amount of work I can do and save money on top of
exactly.
that because I wouldn't have to pay the guy to mow my cabin. Yeah, I'm all for being cheap, and
Yeah,
Right?
lazy.
cheap and
Right?
Nothing wrong
lazy.
with
I
that.
like it.
Yeah, I thought that was the American dream. Oh my God, wait a minute. I'm saying I want stuff for free or low cost, and I want to be lazy about it. God, I'm starting to sound like a liberal. Oops, wrong show.
Be careful there, Lloyd. Now, you don't want to be,
Man, this
Wrong
coffee
show.
is
I'll
good.
save that for tomorrow night.
yeah, you don't
I
want to be
like
doing
this
Good
that
coffee, isn't
now.
it?
Yeah.
Mm.
And speaking of coffee,
Good coffee. Good
I'm
coffee.
gonna let you guys have it for just a minute while I go refill mine.
Okay, good time.
All right, we're in control, Dan. Let's just let her go,
We
man.
are.
Here we go.
Oh, wait,
Oh,
hold
okay.
on a sec.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
So, what do we talk about besides the elephant in the room? It's really good coffee, Dan. It really is.
It is.
I hope
It
Bill
is.
gets
It's
back with his
amazing.
pretty soon.
Let's see
Hey,
here.
I am who I am. I don't apologize for it. Uh,
That's it.
yeah.
It's not gonna work. What's it doing? Oh, I was so excited for
Yeah.
this to work.
It's What are you trying to do now? Are you playing with that?
We love you guys in chat. Oh, he's back.
All right, Lloyd.
He's back. What?
Okay. Now, you know
Dan
what,
started it. I'm just
Dan,
finishing it.
Lloyd knows that I have this. Let me do something here. Where's my camera list? Let me change to this camera so that you guys can see. Okay, and I'm gonna turn his
Yes,
audio
Mitch,
back
we have
on.
sunk to that.
And I'm gonna turn his audio back on, and I'm gonna go back over to this panel so I can see everything. And I reach up right here. Lloyd, you go ahead and say something, and I'm gonna reach at this button right here
Something.
while you're talking. See there, and I'm gonna push that button, and Lloyd's audio magically goes away.
Disappears.
Even if I have this scene set up, I push that button, and Lloyd, look at the faces he's making. See there? All because he thought he was going to be a wise guy and play 30 parts in a row because I was offset.
No, it was it was Dan. It was Dan up there. Where's he at? Up there, right there.
Up
It
there,
was him.
it was Dan. It was Dan's fault.
Yeah.
Brian wants to know what the iPad does. You talking about, Brian? You talking about this iPad over here? Is that what you're talking about? Hang on. There you go, Dan. Okay. I don't know what you're talking about, Dan, but yeah.
Oh, I thought my audio was cut off. I have a remedy for that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
The iPad, it makes things like applause when Lloyd plays his Bite Me, or when Dan takes a bow, or let's see, I can turn pages and go, hey, Lloyd.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Or it even does
You got a
this.
grenade in there? You got a grenade sound?
Yep, are you ready for that? Here's yours, Dan.
You
You
got a
ready?
grenade? Yeah. Wait.
Anyway,
Ooh,
Do we have,
that's mine
do
too,
we
huh?
have a grenade? Yeah.
I get to be
I
bathroom
don't know that we
sound.
have.
I'm
Oh,
cool.
wait a minute. Yeah, we do. How about this?
We have a grenade sound. There we go. The
pretty
holy
close.
hand grenade of Akermath.
Pretty close.
What was that
So,
stupid movie, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, where they're talking about the holy hand grenade of Akermath or whatever? Thou shalt not count
Yeah.
past
I
three.
think,
If thou counts past three, thou shall be no more.
yeah.
you know, that was one of those movies that I've never been able to get completely through because I've
Really?
never been a fan of Monty Python. I don't know
Oh,
why. It just, you know, guess I'm old and,
Hello, Thomas.
you know.
Yeah, you just kind of fall asleep halfway through it.
I
That's
don't. I
pretty much
watch it
it,
every
too.
time.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
when's the underwater witch gonna be done?
That is the question, isn't it? Right now, I'm talking to a buddy to see if he can 3D print me a shelf that I can attach these motors to for the back of it. And then I'm gonna have to figure out how I want to mount it and which brackets I'm gonna use. Because from this point on, I don't want to buy their motors anymore. I want to do my own setup. And I think the motors I got are pretty good. They're about the same size as the other one, but the other ones were custom made with a long shaft, and they just don't quite fit the spacing. So I'm going to have to make a few adjustments. Now, going down into the tube will be easy. The ones that control its, what do we call it? Lateral motion, up and down?
Pitch?
No.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not talking about.
Well, yeah,
Some
because they're only in the front, so it pitches the front up or down, and that's how you dive or
Very true.
surface.
Very true. Yeah. Okay. So pitch control on this one. That's right. It doesn't have the third motor. Just pull it
Yeah.
down while it's flat or go up. Yeah. So
And
yeah.
if
So
those
I
two
think I
are
can
out of
fit the
sync, you'll end up with roll.
roll. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't surface sometimes. Sometimes you got to pull these things up. But I'm frustrated because I've had it for a year and I have yet to be able to check out a shipwreck with it. And then the one time I think my boat's up and running to go, it burns the motor out.
Ah. Good night, brother. You know what you need
So,
to do with that
did
thing,
they send
Dan?
it to you? Did
Yeah.
they send it to you broke?
Yeah, they did actually. Remember, it had an out of focus camera, and they wanted me to send it back, and I ended up taking it apart and fixing it myself.
Yeah.
Ah.
And they got mad
okay.
at me for making a YouTube video showing people how to fix it.
Yeah. Such is life.
Well, they shouldn't send you broke stuff.
Yeah.
I agree. They sent me 2 broken ones. The first one didn't even work. The second one had a camera issue.
You know what you could do to make it um, dive and surface is do it just like a regular submarine. Because on a regular submarine,
Ballast.
it's a dual hull. It's got an inner hull and an outer hull, and they fill the space between the two with water to make it dive, and then they pump air into that chamber to force the water out to make it surface.
Sure.
So you could do that same thing.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
I think it works pretty good. I just need to figure out the setup. I feel like at that point you would be running into a lot more issues. How do you get it to sync
Yeah.
with an air canister? I mean, it's very well balanced right now with CG, so I think there was a lot of thought process that went into how it stays level. Anytime I've ever tried to do extra addition of weight or components to like strap another camera to the back of it or something, it throws it way out of whack.
Throws it way out of balance.
Doesn't.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
And that's
Yeah.
what's going to happen with it.
So.
All right. Well,
If worse comes to worse, I'll order the stupid motors. If I can't get this rig to work how I want it to, but that's a real last
I'm betting
last resort.
I'm
there.
betting there's a way you can get it to work with those other motors.
Sure.
I mean,
I've got them. They finally came in from China.
It's just motors. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
What's the actual problem? Is it they're too wide to fit inside, or
Well,
the
that's
shaft is
one
too
of them.
long, or
But
what is it?
it's a short shaft. It needs to be a long shaft. Um,
Okay.
they're just a bit different. I was hoping that I'd be able to get them to fit in the format I wanted to without having to customize the body too much. Because once you start doing that, there's no going back.
Right.
And then you end up having to
Right.
order an
Right.
entire shell, and who knows if they even make the shells anymore, the mold casting for it. So
Right.
it's the idea is to try to do this without screwing up or being able to go back to original.
Right.
You know. Worth a shot, man.
What, you shafting someone?
Yeah, he's shafting
Red,
his.
you shafting
He's
someone?
shafting his submersible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think, I don't know. We've had a pretty good little conversation about a couple of different things, and I think I'm gonna pull the plug. I think it's just time to say goodnight.
Let me ask you a question before we get off. How's your boat coming?
I have no idea.
You been
It's
working on it at all?
it's sitting on the shelf at the house, and I did look at it Friday night when I was there for a few minutes. But yeah,
Little
nothing
stare down
happening.
happen?
His boat's in Tennessee and he's in Arkansas.
It's on the shelf right now. Yeah, it's
Gotcha. Yeah, I was wondering how far that project.
yeah, it's 400 miles away at the moment.
Gotcha.
So at the moment,
gotcha.
it's on the shelf. But I did get in before I left there. I did get in a submersible water pump for cooling, and it's got like 1/4 inch nozzles on it.
Okay.
And I stuck one end in a 2-quart bowl of water and aimed it at the kitchen sink and
Ooh.
fired the pump up, and it drained that 2-quart bowl of water in about 6 seconds.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's about your average bilge pump on a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was sitting there thinking when you told me about that, I meant to bring it up before. Couldn't you use that just to jet power the whole thing?
That's true.
Eliminate the.
It'd take a lot more power
You
though.
could use that as a jet powered engine.
I could use it, but the boat would be awfully slow. And I would have no reverse.
Not if you put two of them. If you put two of them in.
Well, that's true. I could put 2 in, but then I'd still have no. I guess I could 3D print a nozzle that would come down behind the.
Right.
Yeah. Well, then I'd have to buy.
Now.
I'd have to buy 2 more of those pumps.
I'm just gonna go on eBay right now and order you 2 rocket engines that you can just light. Let's see how fast we can make it go. You just strap them on anywhere and just send it. let's see what happens. Screw it, man. Yeah, like all the others. Let's just do it.
Yeah, order D class. If we're going to do it, let's do it right. Get the D class.
Let's do it right.
Is it the D class? Yeah.
Yes.
Is D class
and I
the big
can't
one?
promise
No,
you'll
G
get a
class
boat
is the
back.
big one, but you got to have a license.
Well, then I'd have to.
Let's
Then
do a
I'd
D
have
class.
to use steel pipe to direct the thrust away from the wood boat. You know.
Yeah, you just get 2 little steel pillars that run up, attach the rockets to them.
Yeah.
Get your little switch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Put them on nacelles, kind of like the Enterprise, right?
Yeah, like the
Exactly.
Enterprise.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how many hits you'd probably get from a rocket-powered, actual rocket-powered boat? Anybody want to take a guess?
Yeah.
I bet you get quite a few views.
Oh yeah, that would be because there's a lot of people. I love watching those homemade rocket videos. Man, some of those guys.
Ooh.
Oh my God, the
Yeah.
stuff they put out. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, like the space shuttle one. There was one that he did a space shuttle. And it didn't land well, but you know, the real one doesn't. You know, it's like flying a brick anyway. So.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun to drop a GPS unit inside the body. See, if you don't do it, I'm going to do it with my FT11 now that I'm parting it out. So you just tell me if your decision is yay or nay, because I'm going to make a rocket-powered boat.
Well,
It's only going to go in a straight
Rocket-powered
line for
boat.
about 300 feet, but it's going to be epic while it does it.
yeah, right.
I bet it goes further. I bet it goes further than 300, depending on what
You think
size
so?
you use. You know.
Depend
if you
on the
If you
motor.
have the deflector set up right.
It depend on the motor too.
Yeah,
Twin? Oh, it's gonna be twin.
good. Twin motors. If you do D class, 300 feet across water, yeah, and you set the nozzles up to deflect properly, yeah, you could probably get halfway across the lake with that thing.
Especially if you get it on a plane and get it to be on top of the water
Yeah, if
instead
you
of
get it
pushing
up
the
on a
water.
plane,
Yeah,
I mean, I assume
even
it's gonna
better.
go into a plane. It's a speedboat.
probably.
No, it's a
Yeah,
speedboat, so okay, yeah, it's going to
You
plane out
need
easy. So
you need
yeah.
glass water though, man. Glass. You
yeah,
couldn't do it on a
glass,
wavy
yeah,
day.
yeah,
That sucker
yeah,
would
because
eat
you
a wave.
just
Yeah, it'd
yeah,
become
it'd
a
eat away in a
submarine,
heartbeat.
and then
400 miles an
Either
hour
that
into
or
a
it would
wave.
launch.
and then the motors would go
Depend
out.
depend on which side of the wave it comes off of.
Yeah, right,
If it
right.
heads it straight on, or if it comes up over the rise. Whoop, there goes the damn boat.
GoPro worthy footage either way.
Yeah, either way.
It
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
would be. If I were you,
It.
whichever one of us happens to actually do that, and to tell you the truth, I've got a boat right here I can do it with right now. I could go get the motors and do it.
Heck yeah.
That's got a radio and everything in it, ready to go. All I got to do is put the power plant in it.
So all you need is a steering servo, and that's it. Send it.
And it's got that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There you go. Just
So that would be
make
interesting,
a
wouldn't it?
hydrofoil boat. Yeah,
The other thing I'd have to get though is a spinning rod and reel with 600 or 700 feet of line on it, so I can get it back. Yeah.
yeah,
Very true.
yeah.
Yep.
I honestly think
A
I
new
would
video in
probably,
the
because
making.
it's almost an empty hull. Like, I don't think if I did it on mine, it's almost a 2 foot boat. I think if I did it on mine, honestly, I could probably just put a neodynamic magnet on the front of it and fly the solo out there and just pick it up and bring it back. So
Oh, that'd
if
be
I even
cool.
get,
Okay.
yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I don't
Weed
think it would.
whacker engine.
That would be
Yeah,
interesting.
Mad Kiwi. Mad Kiwi just
It
said
wouldn't be
weed
that
whacker
heavy.
engine. There you go.
Oh, you'd need a
Yeah,
bigger
but wait,
boat.
see how fast it can go, man. I feel like I want to compete with Nitro.
Yeah, right, right.
It's just in a straight
Yeah.
line as fast as you possibly can without anything but
Yeah.
rocket engines on it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I was sitting there thinking, I've got a four-stroke weed whacker out there that I don't use because I've switched over to electric. I mean, that's a four-stroke engine. Can you imagine what I could do with that if I took it off and started using it for something else?
What do I keep
Yes.
hearing the
I
bell
don't even
ring?
know what the.
That's my phone. It keeps
It's
dinging
Dan.
because I'm
Oh,
getting
okay.
messages. Yeah,
He's
Facebook. I
he's
keep
an
getting the
important person. He's
notifications.
got,
I can't help
his
it,
people are
man.
calling other people, and all these people are getting
Well,
together. And
I would go into what they're probably sending it about, but I made a promise I wouldn't. So
yeah, yeah. And so now that we've decided that you're going to destroy a boat with a rocket,
yeah,
which
Yeah.
that would be cool.
That's an
that's a good
interesting
send-off.
concept. That's an interesting
Do,
Yeah.
concept.
do you think
Yeah.
I'd have to put a wing on it to keep the front end down? Probably. If I could keep the front end down, I think I could keep it from flipping over.
I think you can keep the front end down just by putting the front of the rocket motor
Counterbalance it.
up about 2 degrees, so that the thrust is not pointing up, but not pointing straight, but the thrust is pointing down just a little bit. That'll tend to push
Just
the
a
bow
little bit,
over.
huh?
2 degrees, 1 degree. That'll tend to push the bow over. The bow going over would tend to put it up on a plane,
I just don't want it to go.
right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You
Right.
gotta
It's
find
going to
that
sink
happy
the first time
medium,
you
I
try
think.
it.
Oh, I'm
Yeah, it's
positive.
going to sink the first time you try it. You're going to have to probably do 5 or 6, 10 tries. So they
Yeah.
order a lot
Actually,
of motors.
you know what? You know, it could be fun finding a location where you could run a line all the way across the water and hook a steel O-ring to it, and that way it would stay on that
Right.
O-ring.
Like a
See what I'm
zip line.
saying?
Yeah.
Right, and you could
Yeah.
just
Like a
send
zip
it, and it
line.
would just go in a straight line no matter what.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Rocket sled on water.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. We're dangerous when
Well,
we get together. We're coming up with all sorts
Yeah,
of new
man,
ideas.
this is bad ideas,
That's
dude.
just, yeah. They're going, do you hear what them guys are talking about on that channel? They're talking
Yeah.
about making a rocket sled on water. Yeah, that's nutcases.
Oh my gosh.
are you paying attention, Dan?
Yeah. Oh yeah. See, I got one of those. It's right there.
Yeah. See, I think
Yeah.
that's the perfect victim because
Uh,
it's got the steering servo. Okay.
uh,
Got enough weight in the front. Take the battery out. Squirt that that spray can foam you get that expands. Squirt that
uh,
under each side of the gunnel so that there's no way it can sink.
mm-hmm.
Right. And let her rip.
Which says
I'm
a
curious, man.
rocket powered
Is
floating
yours?
zipline thingy.
Is that one brushed?
Yes. No.
Why?
No. It's not. No, it's
It
not
looks like a
brushed.
brushed
Wait a minute.
motor.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm sorry.
It is
a brushed
brushed
motor.
with a
2 wires.
What is it?
Two
Lithium
wires.
ion or NiCad? Wow, mine's totally different. Hold on. Rut-row. Is that NiCad? Oh, NIMH. Look at the difference, man. That's a 2600 kV brushless with eSheen's water-cooled setup and then a 3S LiPo battery. This thing will go about 27, 30 miles an hour, something like that. But this is, I've never seen a brushed version of what you have there. I've only ever seen the brushless, so that's unique. Where'd you get that?
From some dude on what do you call it? Facebook Marketplace.
Facebook Marketplace.
That boat, that Champ, or Hawk, Light Hawk or whatever, Amazon for $125, radio and all, with one battery.
That's the one you're talking about?
Uh-huh. The one I just showed you.
That's so weird. It's the same price as the brushless one, man. I mean, there might be like a $5 difference, but I don't know. That's crazy.
That one looks a little
How fast
wider.
does yours go? You
Oh,
think so?
Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's not wider.
No, it's narrow. It's got a nice little narrow hull. Same setup on the bottom, direct drive.
Let me see something here right quick. Here I was going to end the stream 30 minutes ago, and now we got talking about all these boats and everything. Boy,
This
I
is
tell you
good.
what.
This is good. People are learning.
What's that, a Light Hawk?
Hey, Mars, welcome to the show.
Heck yeah, you still got 30 people in here. What are you
Hey,
talking
Mars. Light Hawk.
Hold on one sec.
I'm looking. Light Hawk Charger. 2 high speed. That's not it. It's close, but that's not it. Here we go. Light Hawk Champs. Okay, let me put that back over there. And
That's the big boy that I'm gutting. The ESC and the brushless speed controller are shot at this point. Like the motor's shot, the bearings are squeaking. You can hear it. It's almost locked up.
Oh, really?
It's really bad. So actually, for rebuilding this, it almost costs as much as the boat does. And I've had this for 2.5 years, and it finally started having, ESC and motor problems. And I figured for the price, I'll just buy another one. I'll part this out, and I'll go ahead and build this into another something. So this could be fun.
You just cut Dan off.
I did. I just cut Dan off by mistake. And I can't find him now. He's lost forever. There he is. Okay, you're back on audio, Dan, but there's the boat I'm telling you about right there.
Yeah, okay. This is the WL Toys W09. That's what this one is.
This is I don't know, a 285-20002. Free shipping. Doesn't tell you a whole lot about it.
Can you look up WL Toys W09, W dash or W
What
minus
is
sign
it?
09?
Who is it?
WL Toys. Yep. WL Toys. And then W/09 or whatever it is.
Slash or dash?
Dash 09. There it is.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see what they're pricing it out as.
Oh, I didn't do that on Amazon. I did that on Google.
Oh, yeah, I just meant anywhere. Let's just see what the price difference is between them. You got me curious now. See if they're running almost identical pricing with, I mean, because it would make more sense to go brushless if you could.
Parts galore for it.
Yes.
All sorts of different parts. Well, car parts too. Those shocks and stuff don't go for no boat.
Or those tires.
Well, now it depends on what kind of boat.
Yeah, they do. It's for the trailer.
There you go.
To haul the boat to the lake in. That's it.
Yeah.
There you go. Just click on shopping up in the Google link. Oh, you're on Amazon.
Yeah, I could go here too. What is it? WL?
Yeah, WL Toys, all one word. And then what is it, /09? See what they got it for, if they even have it still. Nope, they don't carry it anymore. Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, well, that was worth a shot there.
Yeah.
Well, this is the boat that I was talking about. So we're going to tear this one down, man. And, you know, I think getting 2.5 years out of it is pretty good.
Yeah, why not?
They definitely pay.
Why not just put another motor in it?
Because there's parts of this that are falling apart, and I know what to do next time around. It's not worth piecing it back together to solve the problem. Next time I have a go around. No, this is the big brother to the Gator boat. This one's almost 2 foot long, but you know, this one top speed at like 35. This was a crazy little build. But I mean, the body at this point has taken so much damage and run into so many things that it's got some puncture fracture points in the hull from hitting stuff really hard. And, you know, this has definitely seen its day. So I think instead of rebuilding all the innards and trying to fiberglass things together and, you know, just hold it together, I think I'll just purchase it again. And next time around, I know what to do. So this was a good learning boat.
Cool.
But now I got all this stuff out here. But I mean, the hull's still in good enough shape to use it for another project. So I think that's what I want to do. A couple rocket motors and.
Brian gets his toys at Toys R Us. Anyway. Okay, he wants a 200-mile-an-hour boat. Why doesn't that surprise me?
What?
Yeah.
Faster's fun. Gets your, adrenaline pumping, man.
Is that what it is? All right,
yeah.
Guys. Coffee cup's empty. That means it's time to go, gentlemen.
I was going to say, mine's just about empty, too, so I'm going. Dan, you got any coffee left?
Yeah, I got a little bit. I'm at the bottom of my glass, but I got some in there.
He's been talking instead of drinking coffee. See?
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris Hope. Thank you very much, my friend.
Yeah, Chris.
Dan,
we always
I appreciate you being there. We had a good conversation.
I had fun.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Talked about a lot of stuff. Got some ideas going on. So I'm going to close all those extra browser windows because I surely don't.
Mine's probably gonna end up being more blowing myself up. How not to blow yourself up?
Yeah, that'd be more like it. Try not to blow yourself up.
Yeah. Right.
Thank you, Steve Carpenter. Thank you, everybody, for coming in and watching the show tonight and just being part of the visitation situation because we know you could have spent your evening anywhere and you chose to do it here, and we really do appreciate it. So, on that note, I'm going to go to this other, let's see, start and end, and go to this one and go to this one, and I'm going to say goodbye, everybody. And Dan and
Well,
Lloyd,
yep.
thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, well, yeah.
So I'm going to let that timer play out, and then we'll just kind of reach over there against the wall and pull the plug on the whole thing. What do you think?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm going into Discord because that's where everybody's heading from here. So.
All righty. Well, have a good
So-
evening, gentlemen. Thank you so much.
I will.
All right.
Yes, sir.
We'll
Yep.
call you later.
GGB.
And
Talk to you
yeah,
later.
Greg,
Bye.
I'm messing with the timer, man, just because I knew you were watching it. I'm going to start it over now, all over again, just for him. Yeah, I know
All right,
I'm still
guys.
live,
You have a
guys.
good one.
We're talking. Don't y'all see us? I mean, Lord have mercy almighty.
We know-
And it looks like Lloyd's out of his chair, so I'm just going to come in here like this real quick and do this and tell everybody thank you very much for coming and being part of the show and being in the chat. I really do appreciate it. Chris Hope, I appreciate you being there, man. I really do. And everybody, like I said, I know you could have spent your evening anywhere, and you chose to spend it here, and I certainly do appreciate it.
Yep. I made it back.
Yep, that's going to be the end of that. Good night, Lloyd. Thank you.
Good night, Mel.
We'll see y'all on the next one.